star, make the whole bar fall. Little bit sweet, little bit reckless. You can't hang, you can't handle Texas. Yeah. Hands up high if you feel this heat, dust in the...
Hey, how's it going out there? This is Boots, Stars, Guitars presents The Beat and the Business with myself, Tracy Two-Step. And tonight, our host, Neil Sparkman.
Good evening. How are you?
We're doing great over here. You're looking good there, Neil. You've got a lot of great things behind you. The number one things I love to see. So I love that. We've got Neil Sparkman joining us, Boots, Stars, and Guitars / Patriot Fest. I'm actually glad he put that there. So how's it going? You know, Neil and I were just together up in Arlington, Texas. We did a major parade for July 4th and 250, America 250. That was a great time, Neil. That was, it was hot, but it was good.
It was hot. it was super hot.
Yeah.
It was crazy how much the temperature shifted when you went between the skyscrapers and then came out of the shadows. I was like, oh my goodness. It was fun. It was a great time. 35,000 people on the streets of Arlington, Texas for that show, for that parade. It is the 30 years straight running. It's been running for close to 50, but 30 continuous years, and just a great display of American patriotism and good times. Lots of kids, lots of veterans, a lot of great cars and great floats, and it was just a good time. Really enjoyed doing that.
It really was. We were one of the ones playing music. We had music, of course. Everywhere we go, we got to have music rolling with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was fabulous. So we were able to, I mean, everywhere you went, you were hearing a lot of the same songs. And then we got to throw my song on the playlist in there. So it was a great time. So shout out to Air Power Foundation with the Sergeant Two-Step Foundation. That's the two. You don't spell two-step. Sergeant Two-Step Foundation. They have been in touch. We'll be doing more with them as well here shortly. Neil, why don't you give us just a brief intro before we bring up Mr. Bryan Wayne Perry? Why don't you let some people know a little bit about Bryan? Well, I will. So Mr. Bryan Wayne Perry is joining us tonight. He is live with us, coming into the studio of Boots, Stars, Guitars. We are with Heroes Media Group. We are with HTTV. We are with One Star Radio. We are also with KERB 99.9 True Grit Radio, and that's grit. I'm just Southern. That's why it came out that way. And Music Row podcasters. So we have quite a lot going on all at once, multiple channels. And then we also have the live show right now. So Bryan will be on our live show. He'll be on our radio stations, and he'll be on our TV channel as well. And with Heroes Media Group. I'm going to go ahead and grab Bryan. What would you like to say something before I grab him, Neil? We lost you.
I'm sorry, I lost you. You wanted me to tell you a little bit about something, and I somehow ended up out of the conversation. So what was the ending of the question?
It was an intro for Bryan. Why don't you give us just a synopsis real quick?
So our guest tonight is Bryan Wayne Perry. His father, Wayne Perry, started Perry Media Group. They are a 50-year plus running organization in Nashville, recording, mixing, artist management, promotion, you name it, they've done it. Some of the biggest names in the business. So really, when we talk about business on BSG here, we really aim at small entrepreneur type organizations that have grown, and Perry Media Group is a legacy organization because it's passed through generations of the Perry family. Wow. So we're really excited to have Bryan Wayne on board and talk a little business tonight and all the exciting things they have going on at PMG. So
you got it. That is bring Perry Music Group. So Bryan Wayne Perry is our guest, and it is Perry Music Group. I am from Nashville, raised all throughout until I stuck my boots down in Texas. And so now I'm here in Texas, so I understand both. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Bryan right now to the show. Hi, Bryan. How are you?
Howdy, how are y'all?
Hey, you're looking great. I can already tell you're in Nashville, aren't you?
No, I'm actually at the lake.
Oh, are you?
Yep, studio at the
Well,
lake.
Well, it looks good on you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, how are you doing? This is Bryan Wayne Perry. He is the CEO of Perry Music Group. I was throwing him right into Nashville because that's where Bryan's usually at when it comes to music. He's out there in the Nashville area.
Most definitely. Life is good. I can't complain. Just still enjoying this holiday. I haven't. I'm not coming back to work until the 10th, except for the projects that I have that are in front of me right now, mixing, and obviously Hank's new single drops the 10th, so we're back behind the scenes getting things together for radio and all of that. So we've been pretty busy.
I like it. I like it. So tell us just a little of a synopsis about Perry Music Group and yourself. So based out of Nashville.
Yep. Well, I'm the son of Wayne Perry, who was a #1 hit songwriter, producer, vocal coach, artist. Wayne wrote #1 hit songs by Tim McGraw, Toby Keith, the Backstreet Boys, Lori Morgan, and many, many more. And of course, I grew up in the industry, so I have all the wisdom and knowledge of somebody that actually lived it and made their dream become a reality, and we're carrying the legacy on. We brought on Sony to Orchard for distribution. We're a multifaceted label service company, so we do marketing strategy, we do branding, we make sure that the brand is cohesive from inception to fruition. There's not anything that we don't do in the industry. To get artists is development created so the labels will be interested in bringing them on board. Of course, because today, analytic data is what matters. So we help create all the analytic data by creating the brand and the marketing and the strategy and everything that goes together with that.
Yeah, A through Z. When I was writing your bio, I took off what I got from Neil and I extended it a bit more and did a little bit of research. You do everything you can think of is in there, from promotions to you name it. You just almost named all of it. But technically, if we start at 1 through 5, I want everyone out there to understand in the music business, and I said business on purpose. So in the music business, it is business. So that is the first thing to understand. Number 2, just looking at all these things that you need to do, especially nowadays in a digital market, the top 5 things, I want to break this into simple terms of what would we want people out there to know that you need to have on board and get with it. Because I'm asking you for a reason, because I've got somebody paying attention right now that we don't agree on something. I'm like, yes, I know I'm right.
Well, the first thing that any artist needs, regardless of where they're at in their career, is a strategy for every single solitary execution of the content that is being distributed, whether it be a music video or a new single or a full LP. There's got to be a strategy involved. And then there's got to be a camp of people that have the same vision and integrity to be able to help you deliver all those pieces of the puzzle to make that a reality. And what we've done is we've hand selected the best of the best people in Nashville that we feel have the same vision as Perry Music Group, being a legacy company, to be able to offer these services. And basically what I am is the consulting general manager of the project. And then I bring in all of the people that I've hand selected and allow them to do their job as I oversee the whole project from inception to fruition.
Yeah, the whole operations department, everything that's coming in and going out. So as a business. And so a lot of people, they think music, they think, oh, fun, entertainment. My biggest thing is it's a business. I mean, you have to look at it like that too. I mean, yes, it's therapeutic, it's medicinal. I say that all the time because I'm in it for those reasons. But then again, everything we're doing right now, it's a business decision every moment, every step that you take, whether it's radio, whether it's promoting yourself or an artist, or
most definitely.
yeah, everything that you're doing is about your business. And so understanding that and what you might need to do. Well, let's say we have a new artist, and I did hear you mention Sony, the Orchard for music distribution. We work with them as well.
Congratulations. Very difficult to get that. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, you need to say that again. Okay, everybody. Bryan Wayne Perry, I just heard him say that it is a big deal to get something with Sony Music for the Orchard distributions.
Well, the Orchard is the primary, and
Yeah.
they're a member of the Sony Entertainment family. So Sony's the big dog in the court, but it's a very difficult distribution to get. They just don't offer it to anybody. You've got to have a good business model, and they have to accept you. And it's been a great relationship. I love the client service team, the liaisons, all the people in legal. Everybody is just wonderful. And it's a great platform because 243 territories, excluding Russia right now because of what's going on over yonder. But it's got the reach, and there's no hiccups. Everything moves like a well-oiled machine as it should, which is beneficial when you're putting a release together so you don't have to worry about whether the app is going to get your music out on time, if that makes sense.
Yes,
That's
yes.
correct.
So I like that. I liked hearing that. We just recently had a deal come through with distribution and Sony, and we work with Mitch Dudley. So he said, anytime someone gives you any kind of trouble, just throw my name out there, or you can send me an email. And I'm like, I'll handle it. I'll call Neil.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, Mitch Dudley. Do you happen to know him, Bryan?
I know of him. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great person. So, or I'll call Neil and say, I'm gonna go get Neil on you.
Yeah.
Neil, tune in here on the conversation. So, how did you meet Bryan? And Bryan, you've got Perry Music Group. I want everyone to be sure to remember that.
I actually met Bryan along with another media person that was in his group. Shout out to Jackson Pape. Thanks for joining us tonight. So met him through another marketing program I was working on, and we just continued discussing some programs, and ended up not doing something at that time with the program we were working on. But we've continued networking, and we're running in some of the same circles with session managers that we work with. And so just comparing notes, and it's a really small world once you start getting into recording. And Bryan's group is actually doing a lot of recording now with sessions. Hey Chuck, thanks for joining us from Fort Worth there.
Hey, Chuck.
And so just between session musicians and recording and talking about distribution, it became a broader relationship of just really networking, and we've grown a friendship out of it as well in the short term. So he's turned me on to a few people to help me with my business at Broken Road with our artists, and it's proven to be fruitful. So I'm very thankful for that.
I like
Thank you
that.
for those kind words. We feel the same way about you, sir.
Yeah.
They like each other, y'all. That's a good thing.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
And he's a great motivational speaker, by the way. He's killing it on social media.
Oh, well, yeah.
Always
He's
got something
actually,
positive.
I literally say to him, hey, Neil, can you jump on social media and do one of your things? Do one of
It
your
doesn't take
shout-outs.
long now.
Yeah.
Practice is getting very good now. So if you just do it, you get used to it. So
You're doing a great job.
And
Speaking of
what's
social
really
media,
sad is that the artists are lazy today and will not do that. And here you are kicking butt and taking names with it. They can all learn from you, Neil. Everybody can, for sure.
So we've got a couple of artists watching right now, and a couple of people that are just really good people watching right now that are very involved with artists and help in marketing with teams and doing tour management. So, everybody knows who I am, what I do on the backside with tour management and artist management. I I took a mission upon myself to get really involved in my social media over the last year. And well, actually since November. So in November, I had 1,900 followers and I was averaging about 12,000 views a month. Today, I'm at 4,700 followers and I'm about 120,000 views a month. Um,
Good job.
and for, yeah, and it's just consistency. Consistency is key, right? We hear it all the time, but so I said, well, how can I be a person saying you need to get after this if I'm not doing it for myself?
Exactly.
And lead by example. So as artist managers, just like you and I are, we have to set the tone and say, hey, if you follow the professional dashboard, for example, in Meta, you're going to get there. And so that's exactly what I've done. So it's a game. Just play the game and you'll get there. Next thing you know, you're getting thousands of views on videos or inspirational things that you're putting out. But the reality is with artists, and Bryan, you may agree or may not agree with this, the thing is with artists, the fans just want to know a little bit about them and find out that they put their left pant leg on the same way you do, and they go to the grocery store and whatever else. Just jump on real quick. Hey, I'm going to the grocery store, and
Definitely.
and knock it out, and you'll get more feedback from that than you will from anything else that you put on, because you're letting them into a little bit of your daily life, and so it's proving to be useful.
Most definitely. We advise artists to do that. Today everybody wants to know, what kind of dog you got. You drive a truck or a car, what a house, a condo, apartment. You got, what do they want to know every single solitary piece that they can get of information about you and determine if they like you before they even may like or dislike your music. If they don't like you, they may not like your music at all, but they may like your music and not like you. So it's a win-win for the fans. Because it's content for the artist. I mean, when you connect to the people that are actually giving you their time, that's the reward, so
That's
what we're after in the industry is audience participation and paying attention. The 2 C's are content and creatability and consistency, the 3 C's, I'm sorry. But that you hit it right on the nail. That's what the world wants, and that's what we've got to give them.
Yeah, the greatest gift you can give is your time. You hit it there.
Consistency is key. Consistency is the biggest one there. And then, so what do you recommend to your artists then, as far as, I'll just tell you that I know that this is going away. It used to be that they were saying you got to be on social media 4 hours a day. That was actually in some contracts. That is gone now. Yeah. So everyone that I know, they're like, okay, wait a minute. Back this up. We do not need you on social media that much, but we just need you to be consistent and get your information out there. So what do you recommend?
I recommend lives, stagnant posts, reels, 15-second shorts, 30-second shorts. YouTube shorts are working real good today. Like we just talked about, if you're cooking something, set them up in the kitchen, cook dinner with them, have lunch with them. We took a group that was struggling from about 600 active followers to almost 60,000 active followers just because they started having lunch with their fans. They started having the afternoon break because they work a blue-collar job. So the afternoon break before they get off work, they'd have the coffee break with their fans. And then at night, they would break bread with their fans. And people actually enjoyed that and interacted very well. So it just depends on the artist. I mean, not what works for one artist is not going to work for another. And basically, you look at the overall artist. So let's mention Jessica Luby real quick, who's an artist that we've done some work with this past year. And she's a hairstylist. She's got cattle. She's a country girl. She's a singer, songwriter. And she combines all of that she has, that she does, into her content. and is killing it on social media. So, and those were concepts and ideas that our marketing team, Wynn Adams and Sue Bonzel and myself put together for her. And she's wearing it out there as an independent artist and having a blast.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
So intervals.
Yes,
They're coming in intervals. You're not sitting there on social media practically living all day, but you're giving enough that it's consistency and key for your fans out there.
Oh, most definitely. You'll spend a whole weekend making content, video content, and then you'll chop that up, use CapCut or whatever AI that you're using, artists are using today, to put their music out there and the content out there.
Yeah, so, I'm glad that you brought that up, Neil. I wanted to bring that up. So, Bryan, like you're on the show here with Neil and I with Boost Stars Guitars right now. I see a lot of shows out there. It's BSG. On BSG, we actually go through a studio, through a media company. So our software, as soon as we have anyone in music and you coming in, anything we play through here, it automatically goes through and grabs that music and the codes. And so I tell people, I'm like, when you're going on, it's okay for content if you just want to get content. But if you'd like to have your music recognized and have it pulled immediately, that's what happens with us. It immediately will pull and recognize an artist, whether they're BMI, whether they're ASCAP, no matter what it is. This software that we're in, and we pay for this on purpose, it will immediately not allow our show to go out and say you're not allowed to use this artist's music unless you give them the credit for it. And if they're running ads, guess what it says there? Then they also get the payment on it.
Good deal.
So, yeah. So I like to let people know that, Neil, because coming on here, it's an advantage. Not only that, we have our radio partners and our television partners. So it's like a 4-prong attack is what it is within the live engagement. Yeah. So it's
all that together.
Yeah. Well,
definitely
it's people like Neil.
It's been a chore, I'm sure.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. It's been great most of the time, and then 10% of the time it's one of those that you're like, okay,
wait, I just do.
Let's kick some butt.
But perseverance wins the race every time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Never.
You know,
Go
but
ahead, Neil. I saw you speaking.
The big part here is cultivating artists, right? And getting them everything that they're due, and some of these artists are working many years to get their music heard, and every nanosecond counts. And and every bit of exposure is there. But since we're still talking about content here, what do you think is one mistake artists make when it comes to branding or the content they're putting out, Bryan?
That they don't have a strategy, and they're in the hamster wheel just spinning out of control because they don't have structure. Timing, if you're going to be on at 8:00 every Thursday, you better be on at 8:00 every Thursday because those people are expecting you. There's a lot of inconsistencies with the independents because they don't know what direction to go. You show up in Nashville, you've got a budget, you cut songs at the studio gives you your music, and then you're stuck with music and not know what to do with it. We're the people here to help you figure out what you want to do with it based on who you are. We have a questionnaire that we have the artist fill out. And then we look at that questionnaire and we utilize algorithms that we have within our proprietary software. And we put a strategy together for each individual artist based on the answers to our questionnaire. Then we look at that, and then we talk about the social media strategy that goes along with it, and then start planning, the logos, the graphics, the website, the merchandise store, every single solitary piece of the puzzle that go along with it. And once that's established, and of course the music starts flowing, then the artist is playing out live shows, which we help with that too. It all starts working together, and the momentum starts flowing, and things start happening. if the artists are not lazy. If the artists are lazy, there's nothing we can do for them because we can't be the artists. It's just that simple. I mean,
That
we
you
help a
can't
lot of
want it
artists,
more for them than they do for themselves,
but
and
we do. We do want
yeah,
more for them than they do sometimes, and
that's a fact.
it's truth.
Yeah.
You said it better than me. I mean, it is true, actually. You will find that even doing this show like we do, sometimes we may want it more than the other people would want it. And then we have to explain to them, let me explain something to you. And then you can go and take 4 different ways that you could take this one show and stretch that out for 4 weeks. Like, there are ways that you could actually come to us. Neil, you go to Neil, you can come to me. We could actually, if they were really smart, I have only had one person do this, come to me and say, hey, do you think that I could get some of the clips or some of that content that's really, I have only had one person ask me that. It's
We're
smart.
100 episodes in now.
Yeah, it's really, really smart. So,
like I said, they don't know what to do with it. They don't have the ability to structure it because they're stuck. There's so many moving parts to this that they're overwhelmed. That's why they have to have a team. That's why they have to have management. That's why they have to have people like Neil, people like Perry Music Group, Wayne Adams, and the other people in this industry to do these type of things. Even your video crew, what do you want for your music video? I don't know. Well, you got to have a team to help collaborate with that to figure out what that looks like before you even hire a videographer, or you're just throwing money away because they're going to take your money and just shoot whatever.
That's a fact. You have to have direction and work with a strategy, and it goes back to like the 7 P's. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance, right? And it's project management at the highest level. And this is one of the things that I love about the music industry is that there are so many niches, and you can be a subject matter expert in one area and make a great career out of it. You can be well-rounded and make a great career out of it. You don't have to play an instrument to be in music.
No.
But if you've got great business sense and know how to push and read contracts and do whatever else it takes to support logistics for a touring band or artist, you'll do great. And that's one of the things that I love about what I get to do. And same with you, Bryan, is that you can pick what you're really good at and then find the rest of your team to do the rest.
Oh, most definitely. And the great thing about it is the relationship with the team that I've created. When we know that we have a project coming in, everybody's in place. Everybody is gung-ho, and the artist gets to sit down in a circle and explain themselves to each individual one of us in the team. That way we all can understand the direction that the strategy that we put together works, and we don't have flaws. I'm not saying we're perfect every time. We hit the target a lot because of the questionnaire and being able to use algorithms. But if something's not working, we just change direction. We look at what's not happening, because like we said, what works for one artist is not going to work for another. And if the artist doesn't comply with what needs to happen as far as the artist side goes, then we have to make changes. And that's the whole thing. Like I said earlier, with Tracy getting all the things together for the podcast and you guys bringing everything in, perseverance wins the race. This isn't a short-term, get-rich-quick business.
No, it's a marathon.
It is. It's a
marathon, and it's strategy, and surround yourself with great people, and
definitely.
Internal and external, and being just a great steward of what you've been given to run with. And
not only that, you take your analytic data and then you go and you create affiliated marketing relationships with corporations that you use your platform. The music is the vessel to drive the traffic. The affiliators pay great money for you to move product. I'm not saying become
Correct.
an affiliated marketer in your music career, but an independent artist, they have to do that to make some money to be able to help substantiate paying the bills, because the venues are not paying what they used to pay. And if you don't have a certain, following, you're not going to get, the $2,500 gigs, the $5,500 gigs, the $10,000 gigs. So
Yeah.
you make up for that with affiliated marketing, and that's based off your social media interaction. So it is a struggle for an independent if they do not have the right people in their camp guiding them and advising what they need to put together.
Yeah, and I have a piece for you too. I've always been more in the songwriters lane rather than I'm a demo artist is what I call myself. But I songwriting is what I prefer. I prefer to stay right there. What do you advise for songwriters nowadays? Because there's so much going on out there. It is not like what it used to be for Mr. Wayne Perry, your father. When he was doing that, I have relatives growing up there in Nashville that I do remember. I was a small child because I'm only 29, but when I was there, I was around people that as songwriters, they were doing absolutely phenomenal. Nowadays, it is not the same.
Well, no, now there's 10 and 8 writers on each song. They're not writing the same types of songs as yesteryear. The songs that are being written today, I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not feeling the music today. I'm not feeling those artists feeling the words that they're singing. Some of the artists today are glorified karaoke. I don't care if they're mad at me or not. I'm not going to mention names of what I feel about it. Toby Keith's a legend. There'll never be another Toby Keith. He was a phenomenal artist, major talent. Michael Jackson, legend. Those type of artists don't exist today. And people can say, "Oh, well, I disagree. Post Malone's this and that." I don't particularly see the value of the talent there, but he's a great entertainer. He's a hell of a great guy, but I don't think he's a strong singer. And that's what I'm talking about as far as talent goes. Reba McEntire. Lainey Wilson's a pretty good artist. She's a pretty good vocalist, for today's Ella Langley as well. But they're not the artist of yesteryear. And I think you can understand what I mean by that, Tracy, by going into the studios of yesteryear. Nelson Larkin was one of the greatest producers that ever hit Nashville, made phenomenal music. And, we just lost Clive Davis. What a great guy in the industry. Those types of people, the collaborations, the execution of strategy, the business sense, they don't exist like they did yesteryear.
Yeah,
I would agree. I would agree with that, and I think part of that is technology has overshadowed some of the creativity from the constant thinking that an entrepreneurial person did before the computer even came about. And that's the truth. Is I mean, you look at Clive Davis; he was 94 years old when he passed. So
He worked till the day he died, I promise you.
oh, absolutely. Well, when
Yes, he
when
did.
you're entrepreneurial and you've made that kind of money, you're always working.
Always. It never
It,
stopped.
you know, you might be on a beach somewhere, but you're still working. There's
Yes.
something going on up here. There's a cog churning.
I
You
work
know,
in my sleep. I don't know about you. I work in my sleep.
I keep a notepad by the bed.
I write the best pieces ever in the middle of my sleep. I'm not kidding. I have to get up. There's paper and pen by me everywhere. I mean,
I respect it. I respect it.
it's around
But
me
that's the
all
only
the
way I
time.
clear my mind is
Yeah.
I'll wake up, I'll write the note, and then I'm able to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And I've been that way since probably my early 30s. And
I came that way. I don't know how to. I just came out that way. So
Yeah.
that's a great thing. But again, Bryan, you mentioned Nashville. You mentioned your father. I had the good fortune to grow up around what I consider to be the legendary Nashville. not the corporate commercial bridal come visit Nashville, Tennessee. It was a totally different place. I mean, you know, the Grand Ole Opry was a totally different experience. It's like legend, just the legendary air that you're breathing. And I go home now and I'm like, Lord, seriously.
It was more of a family element. It was more of a family element. And I would like to back up and say what I said about those artists were based on my opinion, not to reflect anything about the show's opinion or your guys' opinion, and not to put anything negative out there. It was just something in topic. But Nashville was a family, and we've lost the family element in Nashville that you're talking about. You know, back on Demumbrian, back in the day, you could go to Shoney's at Bus Call and have breakfast with the Kentucky Headhunters and the Confederate Railroad, and Tracy Lawrence was getting ready to roll out of town. You know, Flash's hot dog stand, everybody hung out there. You know, the writers hung out at the Hall of Fame Lounge. And you could walk in any label in Nashville, any publishing group, any studio you wanted to. Now you got to have an appointment, a security pass, and the clearance to get in half the places. So, you know, and unless you just like have credentials and just walk in the back door, and that's the best way to go to any of those places. But, you know, Nashville's not ever going to be what it was. They've destroyed Music Row with skyscrapers and all of this and that. And, you know, everybody's got a guitar and a song still in Nashville and a dream. And it's a big city with a lot of people competing for the same thing. And the rosters are very small today, not giving those people a chance to live their dream. But the independent movement is bigger, better, faster, and stronger than it's ever been in 2026. 2027 is going to be an even better year for the independent movement. And I believe that the independent movement will eventually demolish what's left of the music industry inside Nashville. Because all an artist needs is major distribution and a team, you know, because they're recording at home. The demo business is going to crap in Nashville. We were just in Nashville last week. We cut with Ken Royster on a new artist that we were paid to work with, and we did our job and got her in there, got her out of there, and her music is phenomenal. We had great musicians. Those guys are still collaborating in the studio together, making good music, not bringing the AI content into the studio. But Nashville's not what we grew up in, Tracy. It's a completely different animal. It's not.
It is definitely different. You know, down on Music Row down there, the only owner, I need to check, Tootsie's. There's one Tootsie's down there that still has the original owner out of that whole area down there that I don't want to go to unless I'm going in a back door and I'm going with friends that are like locals. They're locals. So we know where to go, where not to go, and you do go in a back door. So if I'm going down there, I go there. But I always go through Tootsie's because it's still the same gentleman. I won't throw his name out there. The same gentleman, you know, and his biggest thing that he has said to me, and this was just, it's not even a year ago, is he said he is worried that when he goes, that his own location, that Tootsie's down there, that his own family might even like give that up to whatever's happening down there on Music Row. You know, there's so much change that it's like, how are they going to keep it? And, you know, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you on that one. You got to talk to your family.
I could see that potentially happening, but I doubt that Tootsie's and Roberts and all the rest of the Music Row bars that are there that are the staples of Nashville are probably going to remain. I could be wrong. They could knock it down, build a high rise, and put it down below. But here's the irony: they've done that all over town. They've taken out a lot of venues, and then they put live music venues in the bottom of the condos. And then a couple of years ago, people were petitioning a sound ordinance by 10:30 so they could go to sleep at night. Why did you buy a condo above a bar? You know, it's those type of people that are putting the nail in the coffin in Nashville. You know, there's a lot of great talent in Nashville today still, but I don't think that it gets the opportunity that it needs because so many people are knocking on that door today. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, so many people
Bryan,
knocking on the door, and there's probably
experience
10
in
new
Texas?
people.
I
There's
think we
probably
were both
10 new people
talking.
every day arriving. I'm sorry.
No, no,
You said
it's
there's a lot of
fine.
talent in Nashville, and there's new people arriving every day, 10,
Oh,
20,
most definitely.
30 new artists every day, and it's just crazy to us. And you find people that their music's phenomenal, and then you go and look and they have 25 monthly listeners on Spotify, for example, and you're like, oh my gosh, why isn't this person being heard? You know, and it is crazy. So, um,
Well, but out of those artists, I will say this: we're very selective who we work with now. We just won't work with an artist because an artist has a budget or an artist needs something. It depends on what's in the artist's mind and their soul and their heart. And if they're entitled,
yeah,
or they've got that swollen head syndrome. I don't have time for that. I want
No.
an artist. I want to work with artists that are serious, that are dedicated, and they know that perseverance is going to get them over the top. I said that
yeah,
3 times now, that word, but it's the reality of it. Without it, you're not going to make it. It's like
yeah,
going to, it's like going to selection for special forces. If you don't put your heart and your mind and your soul into it, you're not going to achieve. So, in any branch of the military, for that matter, Navy SEALs, those guys go through extreme training and things of that nature. The music industry puts an artist through extreme training, not physically, but mentally. And, it's hard for an artist to grasp it all together without the right camp, the right team, the right management team, the right people that care about that artist just as much as the artist cares about their career.
yeah,
I like that.
absolutely.
And then, we
Well,
talked a lot about Nashville, Texas. I don't want to leave Texas out. So Texas, you leave Texas out, they'll come looking for you.
God bless Texas, by the way. Love Texas.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we don't our stations that are in Texas, our people that are in Texas. Neil, you're in
yeah,
Texas too.
I
Um,
am.
so we work within both areas. I work within both areas. I shouldn't speak for Neil,
I do
but
too.
because I grew up in Nashville, around the old Nashville, that is why I go home so much to do anything that I normally do. So I'm comfortable there. But it's I call it aging out. So in the music industry right now, this is Texas and Nashville. Uh, Anywhere that I turn and look at, whether it's terrestrial radio, whether it's artists that have been out there and they've been used to a certain way, or it's an independent artist right now thinking that it should be one way, it's aged out. We've got a lot of people who've been at the helm of music that are either not familiar with the way that things work nowadays in the digital music world, and or they have been at the helm for so long there's no change going on there. So it's turning. Everything is turning. There's a lot of terrestrial stations. Have you noticed, Bryan, there in Nashville? I can speak to Texas. The number of terrestrial stations that are down because of internet now.
Oh, well, you look at the broad spectrum across the United States in general. We went through a period pre-COVID where iHeart and Cumulus and a couple of the other big corporations that run radio had got rid of a lot of program directors. We found out, I guess it was 2018, 2019 Country Radio Seminar. There were a lot less program directors. A lot of stations inherited the playlist from the program director in Seattle that would play the same program in Montana, North Dakota, Wyoming, etc. So they eliminated the ability to communicate with the terrestrial radio. And the other thing is the internet radio. Nobody really listens to terrestrial radio unless you're in a small town because everybody's on Sirius. It's a better quality signal. Everything sounds better. It's better music. No disrespect, but the same playlist gets boring. So I think terrestrial radio is on its way out. I really, truly do. I think in 3 more years, I think terrestrial radio will be a thing of the past because nobody's buying. They're not able to sell ads in the major markets. The advertising market is what keeps the radio station afloat. And
Correct.
people are going to satellite. They're going to the internet. It's better to spend your money on YouTube than it is to spend it with the radio station. And they've learned this. So terrestrial radio is on its way out. I really believe that. I could be wrong, but I think that we're on.
You're not wrong. I've been saying it too. I know Neil's heard me preach this one to multiple people. I'm like, okay, I know where I'm going, so I'm taking a turn.
But it is a necessary channel right now for us with artist management.
Most definitely.
You know, and so we have to promote and to get it heard and do the radio tours and, you know, everything else that goes with it. So it's very, very important.
Texas radio is a little different. Let me throw that in there. Texas radio, those smaller markets in Texas, yes, definitely, because that's rural Texas, and those are very important stations for artists. You know, Texas, 89% of the country music listeners, 89% of the country music comes out of Texas. The listeners do. So, you know, we definitely love Texas. When I say God bless Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, one of our stations here, One Star Radio, one of the radio programming, you talked about programming, they are very, very well known. These individuals, some came in and shut down over 30 to 40 different terrestrial stations, just cleared them out. And so they came to me. We were all at the awards, Neil. We were there in Texas at the music awards. And said, do you remember when you told us that terrestrial radio was going to get knocked out? And I said, yeah, why? And she's like, well, we got knocked out. And I said, well, I'm sorry to hear it. What are you looking to do? And she's like, well, I want to know how quickly I can get up and get going. She's been doing it for so long and is so well known that the musicians and everybody will just jump right with her. So
they just gravitate
together. And putting us together, it was like, here, I got you. So that's One Star Radio. So One Star Radio was because we were both at the music awards. I made a statement. I stand by my statement still. Now, I support the radio stations out there. Anybody doing the work, it's a lot of work. So I don't want y'all to think that we just turned on our Facebook or turned on a camera or something. No, you still got to do the work. There's the work that goes into it. And that's how you know whether it's going to work or not. But
and for those of you that don't know, Tracy was in terrestrial radio many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't tell my age.
Well, you're still 29.
Yeah, I think I'm bumping it to 39.
Yeah. So
I think I want a different demographic.
Absolutely. So, Tracy, I think we should probably get to some music. So Bryan, you've got 4 artists that you're under management distribution programs with that you've brought into the fold for tonight, and wondering which one you'd like to speak about first and then introduce the song that somebody may have not heard yet.
Man, that's a hard one. I mean, they're all pretty good artists and the music's good. Liz Tay, we consult and mentor her, and we distribute her music. We don't manage her career. Let's start with Liz Tay. The song "My Story" she cut with Ken Royster and the A-Team in Nashville. She's got a very thick accent. She's from Georgia. Young artist. Been listening to everything that we've talked about with her. Mentoring her on social media and her engagement and staying on her and motivating her throughout this process. And she's doing very well. So her new single is "My Story," and you should have that one.
Here it is, and I'm going to play it right now for you. Here is "My Story" by Liz Tay, and that's Tay. Here we go.
Here's the church. There's a steeple. Open the door. Look at all those people. As I walk through them doors on Sunday morning, I am reminded of God's amazing grace when I see all kinds of people from different walks of life dressed in their Sunday best, singing, oh, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Here's the church, here's the steeple, there's the people. Open the door, look at all those people. It all comes from all walks of life. We all got a story to tell. How he saved us straight from hell. Gives him all the glory. This is my story. I see a little girl in Sunday school. Has her hands out showing me what the teacher taught her. She says, here's the church, here's the steeple, there's the people. Open the door, look at all those people. It all comes from all walks of life. We all got a story to tell. How he saved us straight from hell. Gives him all the glory. This is my story. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. Here's the church, here's the steeple, there's the people. Open the door, look at all those people. It all comes from all walks of life. We all got a story to tell. How he saved us straight from hell. Gives him all the glory. This is my story. Give him all the glory. This is my story. Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Produced by Ken Royster, Direct Image Studio in Nashville. Ken Royster mentored Luke Combs for 3 years and then cut Hurricane on him. Phenomenal producer. 34 number ones, I think, globally. Great guy, vocal coach, vocal producer, one of the greatest in Nashville today.
Yeah,
Part of
that
I loved
song's
it.
almost an anthem.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's so good, so much soul in that. And saw a couple comments there with transitions and harmonica. The harmonica just sucks you right in.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, definitely.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Everybody out there, that is Liz Tay, Tay, Liz Tay, and the song is My Story. We're here with Bryan Wayne Perry with Perry Music Group live on BSG. Booth Stars Guitars for Tracy Two-Step, Neil Sparkman, bringing you some more live music right now. Tell me which way we're going, fellas. Where are we going next?
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Well, of course.
Our pleasure.
We love it.
Which one would you like to play next, Neil?
well, so I think
We can go with Time Worn Soul if you like.
yeah, we can do
River.
Time Worn Soul, and then I think we'll finish out the evening on yeah, let's do Time Worn Soul. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about Time Worn Soul while we're queuing up here.
So Time Worn Soul, I actually found the guy on TikTok. His name's Mike Watson, and he lives up north. And he was playing guitar and singing, and I reached out to him. We started a communication. We got him in the studio up there where he's at. And this is the first single we distributed for him. The next single's in line to come out next, obviously. We don't have a date yet because the artwork is still being made. He doesn't want to use AI or anything like that, and finding an artist where he's at is a little tough. So working on artwork for him. And then, so he's been doing what he's supposed to as far as the social media goes, promoting himself. His social media is growing. And Time Worn Soul, it's rock and roll. It's pretty good music.
Yeah.
There you are, 99.9 KERB, tuning in there, our main station. Shout out to you. Bryan, I'm asking right here, our production assistant, we do not have that song. So we will see if we can grab it, but we do not have that one. So what I do have is Buzzed 4-Wheel and Jesus Ain't Just For.
Okay, so buzzed four wheeling in my Chevrolet is Hank Floor's new single. Drops
Okay.
the 10th.
Okay.
And, I actually wrote this song.
Oh,
And,
really?
yes, ma'am. And we're excited. This is going to be a summer anthem. This is probably going to be the song that puts him on the map. Is Hank Floor. So we're excited about it. It's summer anthem song. So here we go.
This is, so Hank Williams IV. Neil, is this the gentleman, the young guy that we had on and I
It
went to the
is.
CMAs with? Okay.
That is
Yep,
correct.
I got to meet
So-
him at the CMAs here in Texas. He plays every instrument.
Yep.
I mean, talk about somebody that's talented. Oh my goodness. So, Bryan, you did a great job of explaining this. Hank Williams IV is who we're talking about. And
That is correct.
this song is written by you, Bryan Perry, right here on the show tonight. Here we go.
Thank y'all.
Come on! Johnny Paycheck on the track, cold beer in my hand, living in a double wide. This is who I am. Back deck sunsets, paint the sky with fire. I don't need much more. I got all I desire. I bust for wheeling in my Chevrolet, tearing through the mud, letting worry wash away. Got riding shotgun, I feel so blessed. This outlaw life suits me best. River out back, fish just waiting on my line. Day after day, I'm living mighty fine. My old dog's on the porch, barking out the car. Out here in the country, we're living like stars. I'm bust four-wheeling in my Chevrolet, tearing through the mud, letting worries wash away. My car's riding shotgun, I feel so blessed. That's how life suits me best. Trailer walls might be thin, my heart's built strong. I found my heaven here where I belong. Raised up a toast to the simple and free. This outlaw life was meant for me. Yeah, I bust four-wheeling in my Chevrolet. Johnny Paycheck playing while the sun fades away. My car's riding shotgun, I feel so blessed. This outlaw life was meant for me. Yeah.
Ooh, that is Hank Williams IV. We have actually had him on. I can already tell that I met him early on. I can already hear the depth in his vocals. every bit of it. He's already grown from when I met him just a year ago.
Oh, yes, ma'am, definitely. And we've got him more comfortable in the studio as well. So, at the end of the day, he's starting to be able to deliver a lot better as well. We've worked with him a lot of hours in the studio, and of course, he's been playing a lot of shows, and his singing and his vocals are getting stronger, and he's actually turning into who he's going to be as a vocalist. We're proud of him.
I definitely can hear the work there. I actually got to meet him. He was at the CMAs and he played in Texas. And I walked up to him because if you ever go run into him, he does wear the old school hat like the original Hank back in the day. And so here's a young kid, like in a room full of people, who was standing out. And so I, of course, wanted to know more about who this person is. And we were actually sitting at the same table. So I started talking to him and I was like, oh, okay. So, but he's very talented. I mean, he can go in a room, every single instrument and everything that he was doing before you got a hold of him. He was recording in his own room with his every part of the music, guitar, if it had drums, whatever that had, the bass, he was doing it all.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, very, very fascinating individual to meet too. I mean, he's very focused. He's very determined, and I think he's going to be here for a long time.
We're very proud of him. We've come a very long way. We worked together a couple of years ago and then went our separate ways. And then he came back and we talked and we signed a management contract. And, last year he played 150 something shows, made more money than he's ever made in his life last year. This year he's probably going to play about 185, 200 shows, booked every weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we're having a good time with it. And the music is, he's writing. We've got him writing with Charlie Allen, who wrote the last single, Grandpa's Recipe, who wrote with Hank, wrote for Hank, and a bunch of other major hits that he's had under his belt. So, we're doing a lot of things with Ricky. And his real name is Ricky Fitzgerald. His stage name is Hank Williams IV. We've got that trademarked at the U.S. Copyright Office, so he can utilize the name without having any complications from the Williams family. Even though he is Williams blood.
Yeah, I know the whole story. You got to have a little bit of that out there, so it makes it good, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
It actually makes it a good one.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of development with him, and I'm sure that you can tell from the last single to this one. I can tell. Locally, we're in a whole different world. So
yeah, he's definitely growing into himself. So yes, when I first met him, it's been almost a year, and I've had him on. That is one of the things that we talked about is being a songwriter. I asked about, hey, J-Wags, how are you doing out there? How are you doing about your songwriting? He said, well, that's an area that I was like, oh boy, kid, I got some for you, but that's the area that I would get down pat. You've got everything else going on there, but even if it's other people around you, but getting those songs are the key. Listen, I don't know if you two feel the same way as me, but when it comes to the song, the lyrics, the choice, what I just heard from Hank Williams IV versus a year ago, he's still good, but that song with his voice and the lyrics to the song blew me away. Did not sound like the same individual. So if you have the right song and the right thing at the same time, that's the key right there.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I believe that. I think that songwriters are still just as important as they were back in the day, and if not, even more so.
Well, a hit song is a hit song, and I'm not saying that Buzz Four Wheelin's a hit song because that's yet to be determined, right? But a hit song is a hit song, and a country hit song is 8 to 10 syllables per bar and tempo. If it's an up-tempo song and you're 116, 118, 130 tempo up there, the same place that AC/DC plays, and it moves the soul, then that's what you're talking about there. And, there's a lot of factors to writing a hit song. It's not just writing lyrics. I mean, the structure, the bridge, how you're gonna, is there a pre-chorus, all of that. So
I'm big on a pre-chorus.
a lot of work goes into songwriting, and one of the greatest songwriters that have ever been in Nashville, Dean Dillon being one of them. Tommy Barnes is a phenomenal songwriter. Indian Outlaw, My Love, My Little Texas, Man to Man by Hank Williams. He's wrote some big monster songs. So those are the kind of people you want to surround yourself with if you can, because they're the old timers of the industry. And once they're gone, the only things that remain are the songs. The faces are gone. You know what I mean? You can't get back that time to potentially write with those kind of writers. And that's what Nashville's missing. We need more Dean Dillon. We need more George Strait in Nashville.
Yeah, we do. Well, I mean, like my family that was there, I have one family member still there, and she played there at the Grand Ole Opry and all, but it's dwindling down. So as we're losing the generation of the greats in the music industry, now you have the kids of the greats or the family members of some of the greats who've been in different areas of music. And that's what I see. So I am trying to hang on to who's left out there. And they're usually older than Generation X.
Well, one thing that we have to take into consideration right this moment, the Grand Ole Opry is for sale. 70% stake of the Grand Ole Opry is for sale.
Yeah.
When a corporation comes in and buys the Grand Ole Opry, that's probably going to be the nail in the coffin for country music, as we know it.
As we know it. Well, it already has been.
It's been coming. But putting the Grand Ole Opry up for sale is not a smart move, in my professional opinion.
No.
That needs to stay within the heart of Nashville.
Yeah.
And that needs to be Nashville controlled, not a corporation outside with people that have never been in the music industry in their life going, I think we need to paint the floor. No, you know what I mean? It's like,
no. Now you just get the little wooden circle, whereas before it was, right out of the alley of Tootsie's. You walk right out where the legends of Johnny Cash and others walked right into the back door. And I remember just being a little kid crawling around from the age of crawling to walking, you name it, in the original Grand Ole Opry. So to me, I was already like, I'm not feeling this.
I understand. I respect it.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. Neil, I think that are you back there?
I'm back here.
Okay,
I was talking to myself on mute.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. So
that's okay.
How was that conversation? Did you answer yourself?
It's very one-sided.
Okay.
Very one-sided.
So, this kind of segues into another part of the conversation, talking about the Grand Ole Opry and the potential for it being sold to a corporation. It's heritage and legacy, right? So, Bryan, for you with Perry Music Group, PMG it's a heritage and legacy company. You're how many years now for Perry Music Group?
Well, let's see, Dad started in the 70s. We lost him in 2005, and here we are in 2026. So I took over in 2001 full time. So 55, 60 years.
55 years, yeah. So, and you've led the organization for, the 25 years of that. So half of that. And so what's important to you with what you're doing now and how you're going to pass on the legacy throughout your family to continue the branding and the guardianship of what you've done?
Well, I have an answer. However, because of what that looks like proprietarily, I don't want to talk about it because that would give somebody else the idea that I have set in stone. I will talk to you off the show about it, and Tracy too. But I don't want to give. I don't want to give my game. I don't want to give the retirement package away. But it's going to be pretty huge. It involves several languages of songs.
Cool.
Catalog of songs in different languages.
I like it.
So, but
I love
that. But your family is poised to take over your role when you decide to move on, right?
My daughter and my son will handle things from that point. And
Yep.
I'm sure that my grandkids, Mally and Addison, they're 2 and 3.5 months, will have interest in music. Growing up, we get to watch them, obviously, here at the Lake House. So we're going to influence them every way we can and teach everything that we possibly can, not only to my daughter and my son, but the grandkids.
Yep.
So they can carry
absolutely.
on. The music never dies. The copyrights are ours for perpetuity. And the things that I write, they're going to be passed on in the will and the trust and all of that. So hopefully I got 45 more years left, but
I'm sure you do.
I
You're
hope I'm
honored
praying.
enough.
Right. But, at the end of the day, the music never dies. That's one thing about this industry that people don't really understand unless you're a part of it. All the greats they're not gone. They're still here through their music. Like Charlie Daniels, we just celebrated his death date the other day. And, going back and listening to some of his greatest hits, he's still here. He's just not here in flesh. So the music will definitely outlive us, and the good music will always survive. I believe there's probably a lot of genres that'll be washed away by these younger generations, but I think for the most part, a hit song is a hit song, right? So I think they're here for the long haul.
I agree with every bit of that you just said. I agree with it.
Well,
the best plan is a will and a lawyer.
Yeah. Well, not always. I mean, my dad had one, and my aunt stole $5 million from us.
Well,
we went through court.
There's that.
But I got the music back. I got control of the music, and that was more important than any bit of that money. That we never
absolutely.
did get back. But having control of the music, that's the most important thing. All you songwriters out there, all of you publishers out there, make sure that you got a will and trust in place that the music belongs to your kids, and specify that in the documents, because without that language being in there, we probably would have lost the music too. So, not to get on a tangent about that, but it's very important to protect the intellectual property because it's for perpetuity.
Yeah.
And those
it
are
never
things
goes
that
away, and it's your property, just like any property you would own that would be in a will. You want to have that music listed as well. So,
and those are proper things that a proper management company can help these independent artists out with, and people like you and I that do that. So it's very important. So for those of you that are just joining us, you just absolutely heard Hank Williams IV's new single coming out on the 10th of July. First sneak peek out on the internet right here on Boot Stars and Guitars, the Beat in the Business. So be looking for that on Spotify or wherever you stream music. Pre-save now so that we can get those streams at midnight on the 10th. So make sure you're out there and supporting this independent artist, Hank Williams IV.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate that. And
the next four-wheeling.
Yeah, Buzzed Four Wheeling, new song coming out by Hank Williams IV. The next song or next artist we're going to discuss is a song called Jesus Saves. No, Jesus Saves.
Oh, you're going to Jesus Saves.
Oh, Jesus just ain't for Sunday.
Jesus ain't for Sunday.
Jesus just ain't
down
for
by
Sunday.
the river, and Jesus ain't for Sunday. Those are what I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
So which one are you playing first?
Jesus ain't
Jesus
just
ain't just for Sunday.
So Jesus just ain't for Sundays is inked by Matt Bowling Ministries here in Somerset, Kentucky, where I'm currently at, and he's at Life Church. He's the youth minister. We took him into Stillhouse Recording Studio. Andy Smith was the engineer, and I produced these guys. They're all everybody in the band plays at the church. And this is a great song for any time of the week, any time of the day. And, of course, everybody needs some Jesus. So here it is.
Everybody needs some Jesus. There it is. It is Matt Bowling. And the last name is like you're going bowling. So Matt Bowling, Jesus ain't just for Sundays. Here it is right now on BSG.
Worship ain't just for church. You gotta praise him on the mountains and praise him when it hurts. For he is always worthy. Yes, he deserves all praise. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. You gotta praise him every day. I've seen him in the sunrise, felt him in the pouring rain. He's walked with me through heartache. He sat with me in pain. When life gets heavy on my shoulders, I don't know what to pray. He reminds me he is with me every moment, every day. If he's worthy in the good times, he's still worthy in the pain. 'Cause Jesus ain't just for Sundays. Worship ain't just for church. You gotta praise him on the mountains and praise him when it hurts. For he is always worthy. Yes, he deserves all praise. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. You gotta praise him every day. I've heard him in the quiet, and I've heard him in the storm. He's lifted me from shadows. He's kept my spirit warm. When fear comes creeping in again and tries to steal my praise, he reminds me he is worthy every moment, every day. If he's worthy in the good times, he's still worthy in the pain. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. Worship ain't just for church. You gotta praise him on the mountains. Praise him when it hurts. For he is always worthy. Yes, he deserves all praise. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. You gotta praise him every day. I'll praise you on the mountain. I'll praise you in the pain. I'll praise you in the sunshine. I'll praise you in the rain. No matter what I'm facing, your goodness stays the same. Jesus, you are worthy, worthy every day. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. Worship ain't just for church. You gotta praise him on the mountains and praise him when it hurts. For he is always worthy. Yes, he deserves all praise. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. You gotta praise him every day. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. You gotta praise him every day. Yeah. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. I'm gonna praise him every day.
A bit of that. Jesus ain't just for Sundays. Gotta love it. Someone just said a big dancer. No, I got into the song. I guess I got
Yeah.
really. Look, you can tell when I like a song on this show. If I'm just sitting here, that's not a very good thing.
Hey, good worship music makes the soul move. So that's
Yeah.
what it was designed
That's
to do.
exactly what it did. So I will
Yeah.
get caught trying to do drums. This actually, my son made this, and it says, "Rejoice, Jesus lives, and Jesus gives us new life." So I saw your little Jesus there, and I'm like, well, I've got the little tub for it.
And that's the Team U Jesus. I think
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
millions of these circulating around
Team
the world.
Jesus.
Yeah,
You get these on Team U, you get 500 of them for like $20.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. I see them everywhere we go.
Yeah. All right, here we are heading over to another song here. This song is Down by the River. Tell us something about that one, Bryan.
So Down by the River, Into Me is written and sang by Michael Watson, who is Time Worn Soul is the band name. Found him on TikTok. He's got it. We've got to develop it, but in the entertainment industry, that's a big thing. That's something to say. And the second single is getting ready to come out. This was the first single that we released on him. He was first time in the studio. I think he killed it. We had nothing to do with the production or the mix. That was all done up north. But we're distributing him, we're mentoring him, we're helping him with his social media management of this thing. And so far, he's putting in the work, and he's seeing the result of it, and very excited. So waiting on the artwork for the next single to drop, and we'll have that date soon.
You've got it here. And so the artist's name, can you shout that out one more time?
Time Worn Soul.
That's what I thought. Okay, so Time Worn Soul, Soul. I am saying soul, and I am saying time like the time and worm like a worm. Time
Worn, W-R-N.
Worn. That's why I asked.
Yeah, Time Worn.
Time Worn with an N.
Yes.
So production's got it. They're putting it up there. Time Worn Soul, and this is Down by the River. Here on BSG, you've got Neil Sparkman live right now. Booth Stars Guitars, Patriot Fest, Bryan Wayne Perry from Perry Music Group. Here we are with Time Worn with an N, soul as in your soul.
Yeah, I could use a pick-me-up. Life sure got me down. Want me to fight for your love, or just to find my way out. The broken man in the mirror, in pieces all around my feet. 7 years of bad luck sounds pretty damn good to me. And I'm singing, take me down to the river, tie your stones around my feet. They say cast away your troubles, so you put all your evil on me. Can't blame you for your decision, but I just hope that you see. Yeah, I may be here at the bottom, but you won't be the end of me. Looking into this crystal ball, seeing what my future brings. Still got me up against the wall, still pulling all the strings. Even though the ship is sinking, I can't bring myself to leave. 'Cause I'd rather die the captain than keep sailing on these seas. Take me down to the river, tie your stones around my feet. They say cast away your troubles, so you put all your evil on me. Can't blame you for your decision, but I just hope that you see. Yeah, maybe here at the bottom, you won't be the end of me. Take me down to the river, tie your stones around my feet. They say cast away your troubles, so you put all your evil on me. Can't blame you for your decision, but I just hope that you see. Yeah, maybe here at the bottom. Yeah, maybe here at the bottom. Yeah, maybe here at the bottom, but you won't be the end of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wow. I really like,
I'm
wait,
awake
we're
now.
hooked. They're hooked on
The
it.
music, right?
Who's on guitar there?
That's Michael.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he blew me away
Yeah.
on TikTok, and I kept watching him, and I was like, I'm going to reach out to this kid and see if he answers. He's not a kid; he's 30 years old. He's got a family, works a full-time job, and wants to be an artist. And we're helping him live that dream one day at a time. And we're so excited for him because he's really, really good, very talented.
Yeah.
He sounded just kept on diving into the vocals, and he sounded effortless, actually.
Yeah, there's
Which
not
is
much
very
on that. There's no effects on his vocal. It's raw.
yeah, just
No,
very
you can
relaxed
tell.
and running through it, and you could tell that the controls there.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I said
Very-
the get factors there. It's got to be dialed in, and I don't know how far he was going to want to take it, but hopefully he'll hold on for the long haul because he's very, very talented. The next
Yeah,
single is
that's
even better than the first one, so I'm excited to get it out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with this one too, with you getting a hold of it. So, but it's phenomenal. We have all genres over here. So like 100 Meter Scream is with us on our foundation board. Their music would be considered they can do any genre, but Neil, that was kind of giving me vibes of Ralph, but Ralph is one of those artists at 100 Meter Scream who was signed to Capitol Records at one point. The stories of when we're talking about the days we're talking about and now being an indie artist, that's 100 Meter Scream, which we need to do more for them too, Neil.
Yeah.
So that's our band with us, Bryan, and that's 100 Meter Scream. And I went, holy cow, I know for sure who's rocking out to that.
Hey, I do want to tell you, thank you very much for sharing these artists that we work with. It's very hard for artists to get the exposure that they need today. And you guys are wonderful for doing what you're doing for these independents. And they're very grateful for the time that you spent on them today. Thank you very much.
Well, for sure. And we can get them on our artist feature indie show. So Wednesday is always our indie artist show that they can come into, and then they get on the radio with it. The other thing to do, Bryan, is for any of the artists that you're releasing their music, like Hank Williams and so forth, as long as I have the metadata, and I know that you know what that is, but a lot of people don't know what that is, and I'm going to look at you and let you explain it in a moment. But I have to have that metadata, or you cannot get on the station to play your music. So, Bryan, can you explain to them why I need metadata and what it is?
Well, I forwarded all the ISRC, so you have those. Metadata is all the information that's behind the scene in the portal that about the music. It's about the publishing. It's about the UPC, the ISRC, who the players are, who the writers are, where the copyright goes, where the publishing goes, and all the wonderful things that become the thumbnail on the DSP sites that you click the button to stream on, and then where it says credits, that's where all the metadata goes. So that's what meta is, and it's the most time-consuming part of the release because it all has to be perfect in order for the release to release. If one thing is off, it's a pain in the butt to figure out what it is.
Well, and if it is off, you spend weeks and months working with the pro affiliations to get it squared away, and there's a lot of paperwork involved. So, in our side, we've got a preparer, then we have a checker, then we have a stress check, and then we have a final check before it goes into distribution. And then, when it gets to our distribution agent, just like your team, they look at it and give it a stress check before, and they're like, okay, we're ready to hit the button. Do you agree? And you both agree and hit the button, right?
Yep.
Saying that and before it goes out. And then 9.9 out of 10 times, everything's right. But if somebody puts two I's instead of an I and an A in something, it's it gets there. So you can
get it changed pretty quick in the DSPs, but through ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, any of the other ones, it's going to take some paperwork.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a
Our
hard
last
time
one
finding
was our last one was 6.5 months when we had an issue, and that ties up earnings rights for the artist and the
Oh, for sure.
publisher, and artists could be getting hundreds of thousands of streams, and
Oh,
and you're not getting paid on them.
for sure. I mean, even the name Time Worn Soul, the portal of the Orchard, I'm assuming is AI driven, and it kept separating Time Worn. So I had to send an email to my liaison, say, "Hey, it's one word. Can you fix that?" They fix it. It's in the DSPs correctly, but on the portal, it's still separated. So it's little things like that that distributors need to pay attention to as well, because getting the artist's name wrong can screw up the whole brand, because cohesiveness is the most important part. And
That's
even
for sure.
even your iTunes store and your Spotify store for artists, iTunes for artists, Spotify for artists, that artwork needs to be cohesive and have something to do with your current release as well, because the algorithms now look at the artwork and where it's at all over the internet. So if it's on your social media, it will also help drive traffic for that. People don't know that on the backside of the industry, but all of
and
it
that
being cohesive, it works.
and that's all part
That's
of your
marketing 101.
release strategy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everything.
marketing 101. Marketing, I know a lot about advertising, and then the songwriting side. Again, business. When it comes to business, it comes to marketing. Marketing 101 right there is the visibility of that artwork that you're talking about. I'll get asked all the time about that, but really it is also so you know whose song is it, who's getting paid, who wrote the song, where did it come from. So you really want to make sure that I do have your metadata. It's for your own good. So even though it's a headache, I cannot play the music on our stations without your metadata. So
I respect it. Thank you for that, for sure.
Yeah, I just can't.
It's
So,
Music Publishing Group.
yeah, I'm sure there's internet stations. I'm not saying that I know of some, but I just know that with what we work with and who we work with, I am not allowed to do it. And after being in terrestrial, like KLBJ is a big rock station here. Like coming where I came from, I'm not going to go backwards. So I like that the people we work with will not even allow me to do it. Not that I would do it, but I like the fact that that was one of the things that they brought up. And I'm like, well, then that makes me want to work with you. So I do appreciate that. So yes, everyone out there, make sure you've got your metadata. Trust me, I have to learn myself every single day. I'm still learning, and I will continue to learn. I have my own stories even recently. So here we are down towards the end of this show. I'm trying to look and see if we have played the songs that you sent in, Bryan.
Yes, ma'am.
And Neil.
Yeah, everything's good.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything has
Very
been
grateful.
great.
Once again,
Most
we're very
certainly.
grateful that we got
Yeah.
the air. Thank you.
Yeah.
We love it. So yeah, definitely send us artists. We'll get them on. The indie artists are for our Wednesdays. The industry side is for our, I technically shouldn't be saying a day, but our industry side of the show for Booth Stars Guitars, the Beat in the Business, which you are on right now. And Booth Stars Guitars, BSG, our indie artists in the hit list. We are building a full indie list that we are trying to get as large as we possibly can on these stations. So they're begging us for more music. So the more you send, the more we will send it over to the radio stations we work with.
Thank you for that. For sure. We definitely will.
Yeah,
You know,
that's not just me. And if there's any stations out there that want to add to it because of our software and what we do, it is easy for us to collaborate. So if anyone thinks of another station that they'd like to have added, Bryan, you'd have to tell me about Nashville. I'm having experiences. Just experiences is what I'm going to call that.
You know, honest to God, I'm in Nashville 1 week a month if I have to be. I spend more time in my remote studio at home with my wife on the lake at the grandkids. and I can work, 6 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, get up and go do something, come back and work 6 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and get things done.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting traffic every day. Everything we're drop boxing, we transferring back and forth. I mix a lot of music for a lot of smaller studios and artists as well. So, at the end of the day, we've got those operations going on. And I don't want to have to put a secondary studio back in Nashville, because we shut down the Nashville studio during COVID because it was a waste of finances. Just nothing was happening. So I'm enjoying this life a lot better, where I don't have to be there all the time. And that keeps me away from all that, the headache that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I only socialize with those that are in our camp.
Yeah.
Just because we all have a great time. And
Life is short. You've got to.
Right.
I do tell that to everybody. Life is very short.
And the ability to dry lease a studio now is so easy.
Yeah.
If you've got the right session crew with you, session crew, right engineer, and that's definitely something that's been post-COVID that has changed and revolutionized the production of music.
Definitely.
Being able to go in and use those premium spaces that are still out there, and then taking your hard drives and getting into your own mixing studios and doing the work and the additional add-ons that you have to do to produce. But that's the evolution. One of the things that you can say that you're thankful for because of COVID, right?
Most definitely. We definitely have to give a plug in to Slate Digital, Logic Pro X, Apple for wonderful computers to enable us to do all this great music, and having a home studio, it can be expensive depending on what you want. I've got a little Ferrari built Mo2 audio interface, 828 MK3 hybrid, using Logic Pro X, great software. And Slate Digital plugins, there's not much more that I need. There's some other things that we do use. I'm not going to give all the secrets away because I don't want to do that. But those are the majors that we utilize on a daily basis. And if I want to cut a record, we go to Nashville and we cut a Ken Royster at Direct Image, depending on the artist's budget. If they don't have that budget, then we go to Stillhouse Recording Studio in Salina, Tennessee, where it's a little dialed down, not the same pickers, but still a good quality product for a good, a fair price in the market, because not everybody has the same budget. And, when you go to Nashville, you've got to pay for those union scale musicians, and it costs a little bit more. So those are some options that we have for artists. And we try to work with everybody we can budget wise, which is important, because I don't want an artist to spend all their money on music and then not have any money to market their product, because there's things that they're going to need, softwares, apps, and things that they're going to have to buy monthly subscriptions to in order to do the things that they need to do. So we try to create the strategy on the budget that's available and stretch it as far as we can. We call it maximum exposure on minimum wage.
Yeah, I call that a beer budget with champagne taste.
Exactly.
That would be me.
Right?
Same but different.
That would be, definitely, Neil. That would be your what bottle of bourbon versus a Miller Lite. Neil's bourbon versus
Can't compare bourbon to Miller Lite. There's no comparison. Bourbon is the key to success.
Well, it was Neil's big into his bourbon tasting, and he has the Calamity Janes, and they had a song, and I almost had it in here tonight, and it was "Thank You, Miller Lite," and that's where that came from.
Yeah,
that's the Calamity Janes. That's where I got it from.
Great too, by the way. For you guys, for those out there that haven't seen them, I recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're going to get them back on here too. They've got some music coming out right now.
Yes, we're doing single release party this weekend. So
cool.
Congratulations.
They are. Thank you. They're playing at Gillies in Durant, Oklahoma this weekend. So a little single release party. They're headlining.
Oklahoma. Haven't been there in a minute.
Yeah, at Choctaw.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Choctaw. Yep. Huh.
Yep. So it'll be fun. But yeah, it's some exciting stuff happening there. And then, we're doing some support for a couple of other Americana artists as well. And they're getting their road miles in this weekend. Our tour van left this morning with them. So yeah, good stuff.
I've got to ask this before we leave here. Is y'all's mental health good? Y'all doing good?
Oh, fantastic.
Praise God.
I'm
for
in
that.
great spirits because of great people like you, Brian. So,
Same here, sir. Same
yeah,
here, sir.
so
Yeah.
And we need to ask each other that as a society, because things
Yeah.
are really crazy in the world today, and people need to,
Yeah.
know that somebody cares about them. And
Yeah, that
asking
is
that
true.
question will help somebody maybe get through something someday. So
yep.
Most-
It's for those of you that don't know, Brian is a veteran as well, and the brother check is always in key,
It's a
and
big deal.
big deal, and we'll be having some other discussions on on our sister podcast, Inside the Wire, about mental health in the coming weeks. So
yeah, I'm married to
looking
a staff sergeant.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
staff
a wounded
sergeant.
warrior staff sergeant.
Yeah.
22 years
Yeah.
U.S. Army. Staff
Wow.
Sergeant Neil Perry.
Yeah.
Give a shout
Well,
out to
thank you. Thank you both for your service, both of you.
Yeah.
I served with
Yeah.
her. I served with her.
Yeah.
You served.
Yeah.
You served with her. And we have the Sergeant Two-Step Foundation, which you can go to, SGT. Two-Step, that's two-step. You do not spell the number. It's a number. Sergeant2stepfoundation.org. The beat of the brave lives on. And that is where it comes from. And it's not just for veterans or survivors of the fallen, as Hal say that. No one knows what Gold Star is. We hope to be educating them more as to what that is. But we're here for artists. We're here from everything from fostering youth back into the community with our artists, and maybe there's a big need for something that's going on with an artist. Everything over to the Gold Star family and the siblings that are left behind. No one's really thinking about what we need to do for them. So, and then Patriot Fest. You've got Patriot Fest listed up there if you wanted to say something about it.
Yeah, so Patriot Fest is our initiative in the Sergeant Two-Step Foundation that supports active military families, and it benefits the Gold Stars and Sergeant Two-Step Foundation. So families, siblings of the ones left behind. So Patriot Fest is launching Q3, Q4 this year. We will be visiting 8 to 12 military bases across the lower 48 in a USO style format. 50% of our artists will be veteran related, and it's all genres. So all genres of music, rock, country, R&B, rap, you name it, we're there. And then the other 50% will be independent artists around the nation, local to those areas that come out and support us in the bigger foundation. So we hope to be in front of hundreds of thousands of people over the next 12 months, and raising awareness for these families, and then also getting new music out there in front of people that they've never heard before.
Yes, definitely. And then supporting those who supported us through their service. There are a ton of artists that I have, before I even met Neil or any of our team, I was connected in with the musicians that are veterans. And there's only 2 Gold Star moms that I've met their music. I'm one of them. And then there's one other, but there's a ton of veterans that are in music. And I'm sure you've heard of Label 22, Brian.
Yes.
They're out of Nashville.
Yep.
A lot of them are going over there. That's a nonprofit based, is what that is. Another partner that I just added in is Flying Sea. Are you familiar with the Flying Sea label? Jimmy?
Jimmy
Johnson?
No, I do not know them.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
will check them out.
those will be back channel talks. Back channel talks. But that is Tumbleweed, is his playing name. I don't want to give away his actual name on here on this show right now, but I will to you and to Neil off channel. But we will be working with Flying C and their label and doing some marketing and shows specific for their artists only. So,
Awesome.
and they are operating there out of Nashville. The funniest thing was, I'm on a phone call, and one of the guys gets super excited and says, "Oh, I've got to go get an office in Nashville." I said, "The reason you're on the phone with me is to save money. Don't run down and open an office in Nashville." And he's like, "But I need to have an office." I said, "No, you don't." I said, "Well, then go get you a 1-bedroom apartment and leave the keys somewhere. And when I come to town to see my family or anything with music, I'll stay there. But you don't need an office." But you just got to have it. Then go get you an apartment.
Right?
It's like, you're supposed to be talking to me to save money, not spend more money. But some people, you can't save them from themselves. And I don't mean that label. I mean somebody else.
I understand exactly where you're coming from. Nashville's an expensive game to play today.
Yes.
Wasting money is one thing, putting it to the artist is another. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of companies in Nashville that need to learn that motto, but I won't.
Yeah, I won't either. Yeah, I won't give up. I won't give that up. No, so the people that we work with, it's probably just like your question there. It's being cautious. Neil, what would you have to say? I would have to say to all of the artists out there, whether you're an on-air personality, you're in radio, you're supporting indie artists, whatever it is you're doing, that we're out here on our own time, our own dime. Now, are we looking for sponsors and advertisers? Of course we are. Do we have
Absolutely.
a 501c3 that is a very good organization to support? Of course we do. Do we want you to look at those to give back? Of course we do. But every show that we do it sitting here with not a dollar paid to us. So I just want to make that very clear. We're here because we want to be here. But we do have a mission.
Neil told me he's getting $5,000 for this show tonight.
I know, like,
I'm kidding.
mine?
Yeah, I did.
I know.
I did.
I thought-
Point
you told me I was getting
.000050000.
There it is.
Yeah, mine is 100 times yours. So there it is. No,
Yeah.
we've got the sergeant2stepfoundation.org, Boots, Stars, Guitars. I'm Tracy Two-Step. You've got Neil Sparkman over there. We're on with Bryan Wayne Perry from Perry Music Group. Had a great time tonight having you on here, Bryan. We are about to wrap up. We are a 2-hour segment block. That is why you hear me going on and on, talking to you while I am closing up the show. As I'm in here, I need to close us up with a song. And so what I will do is introduce you to 100 Meter Scream. They did a cover that is coming out. They took Willie Nelson. Now, no, you got to look up 100 Meter Scream to understand this. The type of music that they have is unbelievable. They have, you know what? No One Knows Your Secret. I don't know that one. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do Crazy. It's Willie Nelson's and the 100 Meter Scream. And this is not out yet, but I am going to play it. Here it is.
Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so blue. I knew that you loved me as long as you wanted. And then someday you'll leave me for somebody new. Crazy.
That's going to be a great sync opportunity for some show.
Yeah, that is not released yet. It will be coming out. 100 Meter Scream, you'll have to go look them up. They've been part of our nonprofit. So everything that we're over here doing, they're a part of that, just as a band. An indie band that we all happen to meet each other. And I'm telling you, Ralph's vocals and guitar ability is, you can see why he was signed with Capitol Records, and then everything that happened is what I'll say. And now, being an independent band, just trying to maneuver through things. But I tell you what, the number one band that has never really received anything from us except us all working together is that band. 100 Meter Scream, out of their own pockets, has gone to Louisiana. They've gone to Texas. We travel all over. We'll all be going to Cutting Edge Music Conference together. That's in New Orleans in the end of August. The last weekend is it August 25th, Neil, through the 28th?
It is.
Yep, that is Cutting Edge Music Conference, and that's how we all met. So we'll be going, and I'll be speaking there on the radio panel. So for Boots, Stars, Guitars, and then 100 Meter Scream will be there as well. So talk about giving. They're an incredible band. And as we're wrapping up here, Bryan, I'm going to let you say a few things, and Neil, and we'll close out.
And I just want to tell you all, thank you very much for having us on the show tonight. Thank you, everybody out there that's watching and listening, and follow, like, share, and subscribe to our artists that you heard this evening. At the end of the day, it's because of you that these artists can do what they do, and people like you, Tracy and Neil, for having shows like this that can bring awareness to the independent artists from another platform, which is very entertaining for the most part. And you guys are killing it over here. I'm proud of both of you. You guys have come a long way in the last year. You guys should be very proud of yourself. Your perseverance, there's that word again, is paying off, obviously. And this is a great show, great concept, great cause. And love your neighbor, everybody. Things are getting crazy out there.
Yeah, and check in on each other. So just like you said, Neil?
Yeah, well, Bryan, thank you for partnering with us and coming on board and sharing a little bit about your secret to your secret recipe to success. Little play on Grandpa's recipe there. More than anything, it's about mentoring, inspiring, leading, and leaving a legacy. And what kind of legacy are you going to leave? But we've been given opportunities to do great things, and I'm a firm believer that when you surround yourself with great people, great things can happen. And we're all one big family, and there's a lot for all of us to do. Let's do it all together and build a dream. And
I'm here. Thank you.
yeah. So I appreciate you and your artists for being part of the BSG family, and looking forward to doing some great things down there in the Southeast with you guys in the near future.
For sure.
Let's
collaborate. Let's make it a reality for the greater good of this country. They need us. We've
got to do it. All right, doing that. And just so you know, and everyone else knows out there, when you come on the show, you do not have to do the 2-hour block. You can come in for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, and leave, and I can do the music. And whether it's Neil with me or someone else, we can handle the rest of the show. A lot of times people end up staying because we just keep rolling through and having such a great time with the music and the message. So, and the mission that we're on. But I do want to make sure everyone knows, you come on the show, you do not have to do a full 2-hour block.
I think she's telling me to leave, Neil.
No.
No. Well, what happens is we do so well with this, and it's such a great casual conversation, you don't want to leave.
That's true.
Yeah, if you do me a favor,
like that,
I'm going to close this out, but I don't want you to leave for a very specific reason. So do not leave. I am going to close this right here. So give me a moment. Thank you for joining us here at Boots, Stars, Guitars, BSG. and tune in again and find us. Thank you for joining us. Good night, good day.
Good night, y'all.
Oh, good morning, wherever it is for you.
Little bit reckless, you can't hang, you can't handle Texas. Yeah.